It's Wednesday's market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Whiz. And just like an anchor man, folks, well, that escalated quickly, and then it didn't. Take a look at the VIX right here, folks. We had a rip-your-face-off rally out of the VIX, which we'll talk about why. And if you don't know why, how's the other side of the moon? Get ready for that solar eclipse coming up, right? So huge spike in the VIX, and before I could even get on the air and talk about this and getting short volatility, it's already passed here. So, folks, this time or last Thursday, I did a free webinar on how to hedge the Trump rally, and I talked about a bullish double vertical on VXX. Why? North Korea, Russia, Iran. I said something is going to happen in the next couple weeks that's going to freak the market the hell out. And what happened? Something happened to freak the hell the market out yesterday and today, which we'll talk about. But I'm going to do another one of these webinars because we have to, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, August 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern. So what I need you to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT-webinar. And I'm going to talk about, it might even be too late to get short volatility, and I'm going to be talking, I got to get going here. I have my accelerated retirement live trade brief at 1 o'clock every Wednesday. So I'll be talking to my members during that. But let's go through this real quick. Goldman Sachs, look at this. Goldman is amazed by the market's non-reaction to what happened yesterday and this morning, and I'll brief you on that. I am not, folks. If you take a look at every one of these pullbacks year to date, there's the State of the Union, sell that. There's the idiot Republicans who can't repeal Obamacare for the first time. They vote to repeal it 63 times under Obama, can't do it once under a Republican. Market implodes. There's the Jim Comey memo, and then the next day we find out the guy's either a felon or he's a felon. Rip your face off rally. Rip your face off rally, and then here's the Donald Trump Jr. emails, and then a rip your face off rally. Folks, this ain't the big one, okay? So, like I said, unless you've been on the other side of the moon, here's what happened. And look at this, the Kospi. If you don't know what the Kospi is, it's not that show from the 80s where where that scumbag was the lead. The Kospi is the the South Korean stock exchange. Look at this. The market, North Korea risk is an investment opportunity. South Korea's markets are booming right now. So they might have had an initial freak out, but look, it is a BTFD moment. If you don't know what that means, it is buy the frigging dip. So what happened, folks? Yesterday, let me talk about yesterday. Where do we even start? So obviously, our intelligence agencies, folks, the same intelligence agencies that said, there's weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, that folks, they came out quietly recently, a couple days ago, and said, yeah, remember when we said North Korea was a couple years off to put an ICBM on a missile and hit the U.S.? Yeah, we do remember that. A couple years away, right? Well, we think they have that now. Are you kidding me? And the fact that the liberal media, this isn't breaking news, like our intelligence agency was years off. Now let me just take a little segue over here to the right and say one word, or actually maybe two. Iran. Obama delivering pallets of cash, euros, because dollars would have been illegal, in unmarked airplanes. Well, the Iranian regime's at least 10 years away from, establishing nukes, and will be able. Are you kidding me? The Iranians and the North Koreans have military exchanges, folks. They're best friends. So Iran is going to get a nuclear weapon as well. So, folks, this is bad news. Our intelligence agencies, I know you have to say they're full of patriots and stuff, which they probably are. They also aren't doing their jobs. If they've gone from these guys are years away to Seattle could be vaporized tomorrow. So here's what happened. Trump came out yesterday and said, I've never heard anything like this in my entire lifetime, and I'm a student of history as well. Maybe not since FDR's Pearl Harbor speech, yesterday, December 7th speech. He's going to respond, fire and fury, which can only mean one thing. I will level your country with a nuclear weapon if you guys don't knock it off. Now, I know the liberals are frothing at the mouth and everything like that. This is exactly what is needed. What do we need? More strategic patience? Do we need to send them more money? Do we need to give them $5 billion and 2 nuclear reactors like Bill Clinton did? It is time for a hammer. So this even caught me by surprise. But guess what happened today? And of course, an hour later, what happened? North Korea said, well, you know what? Based on that, we're gonna target Guam and all sorts of stuff. We have I think 40,000-ish not only troops, but their families, folks. So North Korea said, we're going to target Guam. So the rhetoric went up and up and up. And then what happened today? Rex Tillerson, kind of the old grandfather, said what? You know what? Everybody just throttle back. There's no here it is. North Korea responds to Trump's threat. This was an hour after he said this in New Jersey. We're going to preempt a strike on Guam. But guess what Rex Tillerson said? He said, no, I think we're good to go. We're not going to everybody just calm down. I'm trying to find the story where today North Korea released some Canadian pastor that was in jail. That was a good faith move, guys. The North Koreans releasing a Canadian the next day after saying we're all going to go to nuclear war. I think North Korea recognized that they went a little bit too far, saying we might attack Guam preemptively, and the president saying, that's it, dude. The next time you threaten me, I'm coming for you. So I think the rhetoric has cooled. So yesterday, we saw a big spike in volatility, right? Here's the VIX. Huge spike in volatility. And I told some of my Commanding Officers Club clients, I text with them, I email, I talk to them on the phone. That's our highest level of service. I said, get short vol. They were seeing one of my commanding officers, based on last week's VXX trade last Thursday, he was up $4,000. I said, get out of it. He's like, what are you talking about, Whiz? We might be going to war. I said, no, we're not. It ain't going to happen until the fall. I've already predicted this. September, October is when I think something bad's going to happen. Plus, we have the potential government shutdown or the debt ceiling debate coming in October. It ain't going to happen. So right around here, I said, get short vol. This thing, it's already over. This thing was over before it started. And look at the S&P 500. We were down whatever it was. We're essentially back to even. As I'm on air now, I woke up to what? Being the futures were down 1% and everything like this. It's over with, guys. So that's how you have to trade volatility. Volatility is a heart rate monitor. Holy crap, something freaked us out, and then whatever freaked us out goes away. It ain't going away, folks. So again, we'll talk about, like Jeffrey Gunlock said, we're going to talk about hedging out to October. Gunlock is very, very hedged. He said, hey, I'll be disappointed if I don't make 400% on my puts, meaning this is a smart dude. Just like me, not saying I'm a smart dude. He predicted the Trump election and the market rally. I did the same thing. I'm also predicting a September-October market swoon, and the same thing. This guy's putting his money where his mouth is and has a lot of disaster puts on out to October, and so should we. Because I think this is a good BTFD opportunity. We're going to go higher. And then North Korea, the crisis isn't resolved, folks. I get China voting for the sanctions is a huge deal. Russia voting for the sanctions is a huge deal. But they have to live up to it. Those launchers, that 90% of what North Korea has to build and make missiles, they're getting from China. So it remains to be seen if, I know they voted for the sanctions, if they stick. We're going to have a little bit of a leash here, a little bit of time. I know the rhetoric was fiery yesterday. Now I think North Korea knows that Trump ain't messing around. He ain't Obama. Trump has a red line. You cross it, he's going to level your country, or at least you, with a targeted SEAL strike or a Tomahawk strike, folks. So, and again, I know some people who I don't want to become members at TGO anyway. They come to the webinar tomorrow I'm going to have and be like, within 5 minutes they're annoyed I'm talking about politics. If you're not trading politics and what's going on geopolitically, or at least, and definitely domestically, you're an idiot. I just showed you every pullback this year has been a political pullback. It hasn't been because of bad earnings. Earnings have been great. It hasn't been because of a hawkish Fed. Janet Yellen is cooing like a dove in her nest. We'll be lucky if we get another interest rate rise this year. So the pullbacks in this market haven't been fundamental. This little tech wreck or whatever that was a momentum sell-off, and then what was it? A buying opportunity. So folks, if I didn't trade my politics, I'd be broke. Okay, so we put on that bullish double vertical last week. Some of my members are up about $4,000 in it, and I said, take it. Take the money and run, like the guy in the song said, okay? So I got to get going because I got my accelerated retirement brief at 1 o'clock today. We're going to talk about everything I just talked about. We're going to talk about Apple. We'll talk about Facebook and maybe another potential hedge here. If you did get out of your VXX trade from last week for some nice profits, now it's time to maybe we'll look at getting long volatility again here at 1 o'clock or tomorrow as well. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for Full Throttle -webinar. And I'll see many of you potential new members tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock.